I think structuralism is something that's in order, something that's like, I don't know, is organization.
Like building a foundation. Structuralism.
It does have something to do with how we structure mathematics or how we structure our arguments, maybe. I would guess it's a theory of how math is structured then, maybe.
So structuralism, basically how factors outside of your life control, or not necessarily control, but provide a path for which you might do things. That makes sense, like history, family, government, schooling, religion, how it affects you.
Structuralism, I have no idea. However, I do know that we care a lot about attending to structure in mathematics. So maybe it means people are focusing on the structure of, they're pulling mathematics from the structure. I don't know.
Structuralism maybe has to do with architecture and using that to figure out the principles needed to create buildings.
Structuralism. When I think of structuralism, I'm thinking that they're concerned with how everything interplays, like how it's built up by the interactions of the different pieces of mathematics.
Yeah.
Okay, structuralism as far as math is concerned is the idea that mathematical objects don't exist except as places in a bigger mathematical structure.
A wonderful way to describe structuralism is through a baseball analogy. Now we have a baseball field. Third, second, first base, home base, pitcher's mound. We have different positions. First base, second base, third base, and an interesting one called shortstop. Now, baseball is all based on positions. And the shortstop covers this area and also, if needed, second base. And he is called the shortstop. Now, say we have Joe in there. He's a shortstop for this team, Team X, and he's doing a great job. However, he injures himself. Now, they no longer use him. Instead, they use Dan. And Dan has a giant beard and also a mohawk. He is still considered the shortstop because he is fulfilling the role of shortstop, the position of shortstop. He may not be significant, the player may not be significant, but because he is fulfilling the position inside the entire team, he is a shortstop. Back to our baseball analogy, it applies to numbers, and that the shortstop position exists in the structure of a whole, and the shortstop can be defined by its relationship with the other players, or with the other positions. Just like the number 2, 4, 5, 6, any number can only be described in relation to its own, or to the positions of the other numbers.
You just watched a basketball clip. You're probably wondering what this has to do with math, but what it does have to do with math is how you could describe each of the positions. One of the positions on there was the shooting guard, and the way that you could describe the shooting guard to somebody would be by explaining its relation to the other players on the court. Similarly, if you're looking at the natural numbers and you want to describe the number 4 to somebody, you could describe it by saying its relationship to the other elements in the structure, by saying it's greater than the number 3, but it's less than the number 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you just saw me run the same play as the shooting guard that you saw before, and it looked ridiculous because there was no one on the court with me, and I ran around a screen that didn't exist, and a non-existent player passed me the ball, and in the same way, it doesn't make sense to take away all the natural numbers and look at a single number like 4.
This painting doesn't have any red in it. Now imagine if there were no color left in the universe. There are 2 branches in structuralism that explain this. So, Rebus believes that if there is no color, then there's no color in the universe. So if there are no red objects left in the universe, then red doesn't exist. The Anti-Rim branch believes that if all the red objects were gone in the universe, then red would still exist.
This picture demonstrates that we as human beings have a structuralist way of thinking. When you look at the picture of this field, what is the first thing you see? I'm willing to bet that you don't notice the individual flowers or even each individual bush, but rather you notice the pattern of the flowers. You notice how each flower and each bush are related to one another, and that they create a series of rows. As humans, we thrive on structures and patterns, and math is just following suit.
And it didn't make any sense. I can't do this. I can't talk in front of this one. You can keep rolling. And I don't know what. It's recording.
This picture doesn't have red in it.